Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. It's time for Flat Out Racing North America Elite Series. The best of the best that we have to offer at Flat Out Racing North America here in Season 2 is all on the track to fight it out one last time. So, let's break it down, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in. This is presented by Flat Out Racing North America. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. So let's talk about our Elite Division. It's been 12 long weeks here at Flat Out Racing North America Season 2, and it's all come down to tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, up in front of you is our standings and the times that the rest of our divisions are racing here this evening. So, we are in that purple time schedule, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for our Elite Series. At 9 p.m. Eastern Time will be our Pro Division. That will not be broadcast till tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. And then at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time will be both Pro-Am lobbies. Pro-Am 1 will be a live broadcast by Nolander Gaming over on Facebook there. So if you want to catch that finale live, you're going to have to go hang out at Nolander. I'll share it out through my pages so you guys know where to find it. Definitely want to go tune in. I'll be hanging out there with my guy Nolander while he does his thing in the box. Can't wait. It's going to be a fantastic race. The standings are tight over there in Pro-Am. Pro-Am 2 will be done Tuesday night to send it off one last time for each of our divisions. But tonight the focus is here at GT45 Gaming, the Elite Series. And boy, what a series it's been so far. Stefan Waters coming in with that thumbs up, and PD Snow also coming in with the extra support with that share. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Pay me. Let's go. Dude, there you go. Some more entertainment for you, my guy. Hope we're making your trip a little bit better. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get down. Let's break this down. We have a good field here tonight. It's going to be a fun race. We have Roach, championship points leader, 167 points. Second place is Cardinal with 150 points. Not a big difference there. Anything drastic happens here tonight, it could be taken away. We've got Apex Racing's Paymay in third, sitting there with 130 points. He's not out of this fight yet either, but unfortunately for him, he's not here tonight as he's on his way home from Daytona. Obviously, he was hanging out at that 24-hour Rolex race today, and well, I'd want to be there too, so be safe on the way home. Hope you had a blast, my dude. Fourth place is Rockefeller Racing's MSP with 103 points. We have Lucas in fifth with 80. Apex Racing's Jakey in sixth with 79. Apple Pop in seventh with 64. Pigums in eighth with 58 points. Smiley in ninth with 54. Sir Yancelot in 10th with 52. Kindle in 11th with 46. Sir Shred with 46 tied with Mr. Kindle. Mottmans with 45. Hako with 39. Agent Runge with 35. And Sir Led rounding out that field with 18. There's still other drivers with points there. Some substitutes as well that are just not listed. But that is where we're sitting coming into round 9. Very tight in that mid standings. There's lots to race for these drivers here tonight, and I do not doubt for a second that it is going to be an intense battle here. Corey Hawkins and Paymay coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, guys. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. How we all doing over here at Flat Out Racing as well. Hope everybody's having a great night, and we're going to send the weekend off with some style for you guys and gals and all the kids out there watching tonight. Family friendly broadcast. We apologize for the little slip last week. It won't happen tonight, we promise. Boy, this is going to be a race. If you guys tuned in and saw the amateur division race last night live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here from GT45 Gaming and Flat Out Racing North America, you know they set a very high stage for this weekend series races. He then comes in with a good podium finish, potentially locking down a championship for himself, to be determined officially still. Much of the same thing through all our divisions this weekend. They're very tight races for that top spot. Drop rounds being factored in changes the way the points sit. It is anybody's game. Every driver needs to drive on the edge tonight and be thinking about the next available position. Strategy is going to come into play. Fuel is a big factor here at Tokyo. We've seen it last night in the AM division that run on smaller settings, having to do 2 stops. Expect to see 2-stop strategies here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. These cars are going to guzzle the fuel. They're eating the fuel in about 10 laps. If you're lucky, you'll get 10 laps out of these cars. So these guys have a 2-stop strategy to work with here tonight. 1 stops are going to be very bold, and it just may be too slow and probably take you out of contention. So expect to see 2-stop strategies here this evening. Big grid. Drivers are starting to fill up the lobby here. So, what else can we say about it? 3 times tire and 4 times fuel consumption, ladies and gentlemen. Tire's not too much of an issue here as opposed to the fuel situation. How fast are we going to expect to see these guys get around the track? We'll see some 57s, we'll see some 58s, maybe potentially even see guys dip into the 56s. We'll have to see. It's going to be some fun racing. We know last night, fast racetrack. Really one real serious braking zone here, coming into that 180 hairpin before we run down to the start-finish line at the end of the lap. So for the most part, these guys are really on the edge all race long. Dirty air, big factor here. Not a lot of runoff on this racetrack. Side-by-side racing is very difficult. Picking a spot to make a move, very difficult. These guys are going to have to really think, really be smart and strategic, and just play it as it comes, one lap at a time. One stopper bus, says Stefan. You never know. You just never know. These elite drivers just seem, at the speeds these guys carry around the racetracks and how they're able to manage their tires and fuel, just, I still can't wrap my head around it. It's just that impressive. So I see what I'm seeing right now for times on the racetrack, and I don't think I'm too far off on my assessment for what we should expect to see from these guys. Yeah, no, these guys are flying. They're definitely flying. I am watching them practice around right now before I flip the screen over to you guys. So, I mean, are we ready? Are we ready for the elite division to put it all on the line tonight? There is a lot of positions in the standings to be gained for these drivers tonight, and you know they want it. You know they want those bragging rights of being as high up in the standings in the top series, in North America right now here from Flat Out Racing North America. It's all about the bragging rights here for these drivers tonight now, ladies and gentlemen. A champion will be crowned, and the rest of them are just looking for the bragging rights. So we're going to have to wait and see how this settles out here tonight. It's going to be elite-style qualifying, as it always is. It's going to be a one-lap hot shot qualifying. These guys get one crack at it, and Tokyo is not forgiving. One mistake ruins your lap. That's it. Got to be perfect all the way around this racetrack. Every mistake costs you time, and a lot of it. So these guys need to really lock it in and really put it down. However, they're going to have clean air to work with. Advantage. They have open racetrack. They don't have to worry about another car. So that does give them a small advantage here. But they only get one crack at it. So it is really hard to say what's going to happen in qualifying here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be interesting. Oh, that driver has jumped off. Alright, we're 2 minutes away from being quote-unquote starting qualifying here, so before we flip you over, mistakes will be critical. Absolutely, you're not wrong, Payme, you're not wrong. Every mistake will be crucial here, especially in this division. It's not easy to make up time when the time is lost, so you don't want to make the mistake to lose the time. These guys have a lot on their plates here tonight. We're going to see a lot of bump drafting, a lot of nose-to-tail driving. I think we're going to see a lot of slingshot moves here around the racetrack today. Only time's going to tell at this point as these drivers are ramping up. And, it's ironic. We started Season 2 in Japan at Tokyo to qualify, to settle ourselves in our divisions. And Round 10, our finale, finishes off full circle right back here in Japan at Tokyo in the city streets. This is going to be an absolutely intense race. It's going to be action-packed. These guys are going to be a white-knuckled on these steering wheels all race long, 25 times around this racetrack. Absolutely difficult to keep that focus and battle and defend and not make a mistake. Nerves of steel is what it's going to take here. Courage and not missing a turn-in. Keys to success tonight, ladies and gentlemen. At least don't make mistakes. Perfection expected, says Stefan. True story. Absolute true story. Vic coming in with that thumbs up. How you doing, my guy? Appreciate you. So, who do we got for the win tonight? I mean, we know Roach is very, very strong. Let's go MSP, says Vic. Facts. As a commentator, I'm supposed to be a little unbiased here, but of course, as a fellow teammate of Rockefeller Racing's MSP, I am definitely rooting for my teammate here tonight. He's sitting in 4th overall in the point standings. We're dang proud of him back at Rockefeller, and want to see him finish strong here tonight. So, go get her. Good luck to all the drivers. Absolutely, Corey. This is going to be a fantastic race, and we know it's going to be a good race. The AMs just ripped one up last night. Oh, best race of the season by far for the AMs, and they put on some doozies all season long. We did not make a mistake by starting off our racing weekend with that amateur division here at Flat Out Racing all season long. They set the stage. Oh, and it was crazy. So let's see what the elites can do now to follow it up. We know that Pro M1 lobby is going to put it all on the line tonight too, so I fully expect nothing less from all our divisions across the board here tonight. And again, if you were watching last night, you were hanging out in the chats, we did have the officials coming in and dropping little hints and little teasers towards the next season in a few weeks' time. So if you don't want to miss the teasers, you got to tune in to catch the teasers, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, bum bum bum. A little intrigue for everybody. And if you haven't already, you don't mind, of course, please do like and share the stream out. Something free you can do to help us grow, obviously, as creators and as esports organizations. And if you want to keep watching more racing action with this live commentary like this here from Flat Out Racing North America and GT45 Gaming, and of course respectively Nolander Gaming, hit that follow or that subscribe button no matter which platform it is, and you won't miss any more action on the racetrack. So I'm taking a look at the fastest lap on track in practice right now, and it is a doozy. It's a doozy. Alright, what we got going here? It does look like we're missing a couple of drivers on track here. What do we got in the lobby? Okay. We're just checking everything, making sure everything is set accordingly and correctly. Whoop whoop. Hey, Fabi is on fire tonight. This boy is some hype sauce, let me tell you. He must be just riding on all kinds of adrenaline right now. Yeah, I could just imagine. It must have been a fantastic weekend. And hanging out with a legend in his own right as well, so whoo doggy. Alright, let's flip your chat. That's it. The word's coming down. Got one driver left to get in, and we're going to be starting some qualifying. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there we go. You can see that fastest lap on the racetrack set by Cardinal there, a 1:56.514. That's a pretty fast time. That is a very, very quick time there. So we're going to see some speed. We're going to see some pace around this racetrack. We're going to see these guys go around this racetrack like half of us could only wish we could probably drive around this racetrack. So it is going to be spicy. It's going to be fun. 11 drivers, ladies and gentlemen. We're just missing one. And he's just resetting some equipment and, you know, all that juicy, great stuff. And he'll be back in and we'll start some qualifying. So there are going to be two groups here in qualifying like it is every weekend. And welcome in. We're going to get ready to do some one shot hot lap qualifying here from Flat Out Elite Division. And I don't know, it's been an interesting way to qualify here. I think it's throwing a little bit of intrigue into the series, and you really do need to be perfect in one try. So yeah, I like the intrigue that it provides. Let's go Apex, get it done, boys. There's definitely some Apex drivers up in the series here. We have two on track tonight, I believe it is. Alright, I'm going to do a couple little things. I'm going to clear my cache to start with, just because it's the right thing to do. I mean, I clear it before I come into every lobby, but I've got the time. It's not going to hurt anything. So we're going to take care of that, because I am somewhat seeing A little bit of lag here in the lobby, but it could just be drivers. It's just the way it is. Again, GT7, ladies and gentlemen, they don't have everything perfected yet, so internet connection plays a small part, and then there's just some weird things going on with the game that really are just beyond our control. And this is going to be fun to watch. These cars are made for this track. Yeah, it is the Nissan GTR 2018, so the newest version of the GT. Nissan GTR GT3 edition race car. So they're not quite as quick as the old style 2013 ones, but they're definitely a little more nimble. So I think it probably balances them out. But no, it doesn't really seem like what you put in the hands of these elite drivers. They just absolutely make them fly around the racetrack. So what else can we say? But these guys are ripping. Alright, so they're just testing a couple drivers out here, I think. So it is a heavy damage model here in the elite division, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the amateur division, it's a light damage model, so they just suffer for 30 seconds and then that damage goes away. Moving forward for the Sunday races, all of these divisions now have heavy damage turned on. Every hit on a wall, every hard bump into another car is going to create damage on your car, and that is going to cost dearly here at Tokyo. You got to keep it right and tight, neat and tidy here at Tokyo and keep your car out of trouble. The number one priority is don't miss your turns, don't miss your braking points, and don't damage your car. And if you can do those three things, you're setting yourself up probably for a pretty good finish overall within the race. Let's go, guys. Can't stay in chat tonight, but have a good race, y'all. Hey, cheers, Ben. We love you, brother. Appreciate you. Alright, let's get this going. So, we're just going to be waiting for, I believe it's going to be Roach, followed by Cardinal, followed by MSP, followed by Jakey, and Bigums? Could be wrong on Bigums there. Let's go Team Apex, says Chris. Alright, so Roach is going to be our first driver out in Group A here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, he is the championship point standings leader, so first out to start qualifying here today. He will be followed out by Cardinal, who's going to be coming out second coming into the finale here this weekend. He's next out in Group A. We got Chris and Egon coming in with those thumbs up. We appreciate you guys. We're going to have Rockefeller Racing's MSP come out next. Paymay not in the race today, so third place driver out of the race today. MSP comes out sitting fourth place overall in the standings. Next out will be Apex Racing's Jakey, who's sitting fourth overall in the standings here in the division. So let's see what he can do with his qualifying here tonight, and we'll probably see two more come out here. I'm just not sure which one it is. I believe it is Pop. Yes, so Pop is right behind Jake in the standings, sitting sixth overall here and coming out in Group A. And then that will be followed out by Apex Racing's Pigums coming out in behind him. So sixth out in Group A. Let's go anyone with Team Apex. But Team Apex, says Stefan. Ooh, and it's on in the chat. We love it. And Smiley will be our seventh driver out here in Group A. So I do believe that's going to be it for Group A. These guys are going to run their laps, and then we will see Group B follow that up. So let's get going, shall we? It's qualifying time, so we are with Roach. Now this is just the out lap, so that's giving these guys a chance to get their turn-ins right, get that lap in, get the feel, get the rhythm, get the groove. You just get everything flowing. Once they got everything flowing, they have one chance and only one chance to be the fastest man on the racetrack. And that pole position point is ever so crucial here, especially in the final round. So we're coming around that hard 180 hairpin here. We're going to come around the little kink, and it's going to be on the run now to set up his hot lap here from Roach. So let's jump on board with Roach here as he does his hot lap. Right up coming into the next start finish line run, then we'll let the TV crews take back over, and then we'll follow our drivers through as they come across. So let's see what these guys got here. It is time now for the one lap shootout. Let's go. Qualifying time, folks. It is Cardinal. Now, again, very important to use very minimal steering here. Minimalize any tire turning. Tire turning is going to cost you speed. Every single point of your miles per hour here matters. Come in, you got to watch this little kink in the wall there. At the 70-50 meter board, you're starting to come down here, and you see Down into third gear, he's just going to rip this around, come real close to the wall, tuck it in tight, get on the power as soon as you know you can, and he's down the road. And really, to be quick around here, you need to use every single millimeter of this racetrack without touching the walls to be quick around here, and you got to just commit. So here we go. This is going to be down into probably fifth gear. I doubt we're even going to see him slow here. Just a little lift and full send it right back through the middle part of the chicane. Coming out very quick there is Roach. So we're coming around here. This is just a full send corner. And there he goes. Here's just a little lift just to get rotation. And you're right back on the throttle here again. There we go. Coming in here. A little bit of a braking point here. And you're just going to, again, you got to stay tight to the wall. You got to use the walls. The walls are your friends without touching them, and that's going to maximize your speed here. You can see Roach doing a very, very good job of that here. He is as close as he can get to those without hitting them. You know, here we're at about the 100-meter board. We're hard on the brakes, down into second. First rotation if you're too hot. You see how that pulls the car in. Back into second, on the gas, up into third, and down the road we go. So let's let our camera crew take over here as we see what the official lap time for qualifying for Roach is here as he comes down the run. That looked like a pretty good lap there from our championship leader, so let's see. It's time. And it's going to be a 57.035. So what's Cardinal got as he comes through here? It's going to be a 57.1 MSP. What does he got as he comes down? It's going to be a 57.8 for MSP. Apex Racing's Jakey's coming through here, so it is Roach in first, Cardinal in second, MSP currently in third. What does Jakey have as he comes down the tunnel here? It's a 2 minute. Did not have a good lap there. Pop coming in behind Jakey here, very close in behind Jakey here. 157.3. That puts him into third. What does Pigums has as he crosses the line here? It's going to be a 57.4. That puts him up into fourth. And Smiley, our last driver here in Group A. Let's see what he's got. And he looks like he's a little bit behind these guys, so maybe a mistake coming from this driver, but the numbers look good as he comes into the tunnel, so we might be seeing a 57.58 here from Smiley. Let's see what he's got. It's going to be a 58.6 from Smiley, so that puts him in sixth. So Jakey with the 2 minute time, he is not going to be happy about that lap. I can definitely assure you of that. So I'm not sure who it's going to be out first for the next group here, but these guys are going to sort it. So who is on the way? Sir Shred is going to be the first man out on track here for Group B. So there we go. Roach still sitting in pole position. That was a good run there by Roach, almost into those 56s there in qualifying. That was a pretty quick lap. Get in there, Jakey, says Robbie. Head up and push, boy. Alright, Sir Shred first out. It's going to be followed up by Sir Lead. And we get a little bit of lag coming from Sir Lead here. So that's going to be interesting to see how he navigates that and everybody else navigates that as well. It's unfortunate. It's just the way the game is right now. He's going to be followed out by K-Bonic here. There we go. Third out here in Group B. And then I believe it's going to be Roses out in behind him. That is correct. So Rose is coming in as a substitute driver here today. Coming out here, and that is our final driver here tonight. So just a small group here in Group B, so we'll jump on board with Sir Shred here and see how the race goes. And he's looking a little loose there, but he is already just got it into the loud pedal, and he's just going to send it around this lap. You know, he doesn't, they can't take damage here in qualifying. They got to be really careful on this out lap, so you really do need to set that lap up, especially out of the final sector, because if you don't get the exit you want out of that hairpin, it's going to compromise you right at the start of your long run to turns 1 and 2. So you need every mile per hour you can get out of that straightaway. Alright, small back group here, but that's alright. It's going to be 11 guys here on track today, ladies and gentlemen, so let's see how these guys do here tonight and fare out It's going to be an interesting race. Like I said, the AMs, they put on one incredible race last night. There wasn't a dull moment in that race. All 25 laps, there was someone battling somewhere around the racetrack here, and it was a lot of fun to watch. So we're going to see a much more controlled race from our elite drivers. I'm sure that everybody's got that strategy in mind. There's going to be a lot of slipstreaming and guys trying to sip fuel and save fuel and get that little bit of advantage in pit lane. It's going to be a really interesting race here from the elites. I think it'll be real hot to trot for the first couple laps while everybody sorts their positions out, and then it's just going to be nose to tail, single file running, and the pace will sort these guys out from there. So Sir Shred coming around here. It's official lap time now for Group B as he's coming around, and let's see where he ends up. Very early coming out of turn 2 here, not quite utilizing that whole racetrack there. He's left a little bit there on the table, but you know, better cautious than sorry in qualifying. A little bit of wiggle room there to gain some position in qualifying as well. Every driver needs a perfect lap, and it's really hard to do in one lap. These guys practice and practice and practice, but you got to do it in one lap. On with the fire and the boom. Hey, that's right. These guys are going to send it tonight without a question of a doubt. So we're just checking on everything, make sure everything's running okay. Looks good before we really get into this here. So, all right. Rock and roll, chap. Little tiny touch of the wall there. Now, if it was just a skim, it probably didn't cost him anything but maybe a mile per hour. But if it was a touch, that definitely cost him a couple miles per hour there as Sir Shred came through. You'd be surprised how much just a little brush of the wall here around Tokyo will slow you down. But I mean, again, at the same time, it is a part of the safety feature of these road circuit where that wall is designed to slow you down. Ooh, and a little bit of a misstep on the exit there. That's going to cost that very crucial time out of that kink coming down into the start-finish line here. That may cost him 2, 3, maybe even 4/10 of a second by the start-finish line here. So we'll have to see how this settles out for his lap stream's looking great. Appreciate you, Payme. Do appreciate you, my guy. So let's see. It's not going to be an ideal time here with that wiggle, especially. It's a 57.9. It's going to put him in 6th. So let's see what Sir Led has here as he's coming around the hairpin right now. He got a little bit of a better exit out of there than Sir Shred up ahead of him here. So let's see what that relates to in time for him. A little bit of lag coming from this driver, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for guys to get past Sir Led here today. These guys are going to have to make sure that they're leaving a little extra room. It's just what we have to do right now with the way the game is. It's not perfect. So it's going to be a 58. It's a 58.8. That's going to put him in 8th place. So let's jump on with K-Bonic here. I think it's Roses. I think K-Bonic made a mistake here, and Roses has actually jumped ahead of him. So K-Bonic's probably not going to have an ideal time here. So let's see what Roses has as he comes around. And it's going to be a 58.7 from Roses, which puts him into 8th. And K-Bonic is going to be a 2.9. So 11th place just behind Jakey. So two drivers not having their ideal runs here in qualifying and are going to have their work cut out for him now in this race. So it is Roach with pole position and the bonus point, and he is championship leader, so just shoring up some points there for him to start this race off. Cardinal is in 2nd place, 1/10 behind. 2/10 behind him is Pop. Just 8/100ths of a second behind his Apex Racing's Pigums. 3/10 behind him is MSP with a 1/10 of a second between him and Sir Shred. Smiley is about 3/4 of a second off Sir Shred, and then it's 7/100ths between him and Roses. 1/10 between him and Sir Led, and then there's a little bit of a gap because some of the drivers obviously not having the ideal run around Tokyo here in qualifying. So that is going to be the starting order here tonight for our elite division. So again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. If you're new to the broadcast or it's your first time watching, we are presenting for Flat Out Racing North America. This is the Gran Turismo 7 platform on PlayStation 4 and 5. We are here in the Elite Series, so one of 5 divisions. This is the top division. This is the fastest that we have here in Season 2, and it's the final round. So these guys are all racing for everything tonight. The prizes are on the line, the championships are on the line, the bragging rights, and every position is on the line here tonight. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. It is a family-friendly broadcast, so please do feel free to allow the whole family to enjoy. And I hope everybody has a great time here tonight because we're about to see an amazing race at Tokyo in the streets, especially designed here by Polyphony Digital, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fantastic race. Weather is random. What can we expect to see? Anything. guess we just got to wait to see what happens here over the next 25 laps. Chris coming out with that share on the stream over on Facebook as well. I appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for the extra level of support. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're just waiting. As soon as we get our little spectator button, it's go time. We'll get those 5 red lights. There'll be a little pause, and the officials, when they feel like it, will turn that green light on, and it is game on for the next 45 or so minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. All the drivers are just checking in through race control right now. That's what we're seeing on the left-hand side of the screen. That's just the drivers letting race control know that they are 100% ready to go and rock and roll. So we'd like to extend a big thank you to, of course, our Tokyo track officials for allowing us to abuse the city streets of Tokyo over the last week during testing and now here this weekend for racing. So let's see how it goes. Qualifying was interesting to say the least. Some drivers with some great results, some drivers with not some so great results. And it's going to be up to each driver here now to get around this track 25 times as quickly and safely as possible. Damage is going to be a factor. Mistakes are going to be a factor. Pit strategy is going to be a factor. We're 5 seconds away from lineup, ladies and gentlemen. All right, pole sitter, C. Roach, ladies and gentlemen, and he's racing for that title here tonight. And we're just going to get some information all swapped around. Fantastic. All right, rock and roll. Rock and or roll. No more race seasons during football season, says Bob Cross. All right, we're off, ladies and gentlemen. That was a quick light here by our officials tonight. They want this thing underway. My apologies for the cameras. And it is Roach in the lead, so he's got Cardinal tucked right in behind, and immediately these guys go to the right side of the racetrack, defending those positions as quickly as possible. And it is the shorter way around, obviously, up this run to the start-finish line, of course, leading into turns 1 and 2 as well. So Bob Cross coming in with that 50-star bomb. Let's get a hashtag Bob up in the chat, too, ladies and gentlemen. Do appreciate that star bomb. Thank you so much for that extra support, my guy. We do appreciate that. All right, but it is Roach in the lead. Cardinal right there in second. Pop and Pigham's battling for third and fourth here, side by side. Ooh, and a little bit of contact from a couple of drivers in the wall going side by side. And it is tough to get side by side through this track. So looking like everybody almost survived the tracks here. So let's get through. We've got Roach in the lead, 0.4 of a second ahead of Cardinal, who's 0.4 of a second ahead of Pop. So 1, 2, and 3 still in the same spots off the start. Pigham's in fourth. That's where he qualified. Sir Shred is right tucked up in behind Pigham's. And now this is where it gets tricky. Nose to tail, driving through this middle technical sector, you have to give a little bit of extra time and consideration for the driver in front of you, and so does everybody else in behind you. You know, in other words, you create what we kind of like to call the accordion effect, and that gets messy here at Tokyo. Smiley in 6th place, and he's just sitting back a little tiny bit, doing exactly that, making sure he gives the room. He's getting a great run, and immediately defensive is Sir Shred here. Smiley goes on the inside, maybe a little cut back here, but there's an immediate transition to the left here, so that was a great defense there by Sir Shred. Smiley is sitting there in 6th, and now he's got Roses up in his business here in 7th place. Apex Racing's Jakey is tucked up in behind these two as well, and he's sitting behind watching this. Smiley defending, coming into the hairpin. That's going to put Roses on the outside. This might be a move for Jakey if he can get the power down, and Roses just gets a little better exit on the outside there, so Jakey's going to have to settle in behind Roses in 8th place. We got Rockefeller Racing's MSP down into 9th place here, so a little bit of a rough start for this driver. We have Sir Led in 10th and K-Bonic here in 11th. So race on, folks. Here we go. And lap 2 is led by, of course, Roach. So Cardinal's just going to fly right past Slingshot and Gage there, but he's going to get a bump from Pop. So I was going to switch out, but we're going to stick with this just for a minute here. And let's see what's going down. Are we going to see a move from Pop here now coming into turns 1 and 2? He helped him get through there, but now he's going to make the move. You can see the signal light coming from Roach directing Pop to go around here. And it is now Pop in the lead of this race, and we're going to see this a lot tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as these guys continue to stay nose to tail. We're going to see them swap positions, especially coming into corners 1 and 2 on that really long straightaway. So Cardinal still sitting here in 3rd place. We got Piggums in 4th, just behind these guys. Smiley's up at the 5th, and he's in slipstream here, just chilling behind Apex Racing's Piggums currently. Jakey all the way up at the 6th here, so he's made some moves quickly on, and he's making his way back up through the field. We got Sir Shred here in 7th. And it's chicane time. And this is pretty much a full send chicane. Not quite, but darn close. And a little bit of a tap there from Sir Shred. So these guys, this is some tough racing right here. Dirty air is a factor. You can see him bump there from MSP as he came through really quickly, gaining in the slipstream there, but no harm, no foul. And these guys continue on down the road. Rose is tucked right in behind here in 9th place. And boy, oh boy, we're going to see a lot of this tonight. Sir Led here in 10th and K Bonic in 11th. He's actually in a good spot when you really think about it, because if everything goes south in that mid pack, it is going to be free positions gained for that driver. So maybe not the worst place to be here at the very early beginnings of this race, as all it's going to take is one mistake in that mid pack and we could see a collection of cars get gathered up in the middle there. So howdy y'all, let's go, says Nolander, coming in with that thumbs up. B-Fam coming with that thumbs up and that share. Much love, my dude. So it is Roach chasing here in 2nd. Pop does jump out in front. Roach sitting in 2nd. We got Cardinal here in 3rd, and these guys are just chilling right now. They're going to tuck right back in. They're going to close right back in on Pop. They're probably using each other to save fuel, but there's all kinds of strategies going on through the racetrack right now, and it's only lap 3 of 25. We have Smiley here in 4th place. We have Piggums now down into 5th. Jakey sitting there right in behind. So we do have teammates tucked together here. Do these two opt to work together is the bigger question. Jakey's just going to get some clean air in that race car. You can see Piggums go on the inside. Is he going to make a move on Smiley? But no, MSP is going to come up the inside of Jakey here now, and he's going to get a position grabbed. So MSP is going to move up into P6 and knock Jakey down in position, separate those two teammates right there. He's just getting involved. There's MSP going, I'm not letting this happen. We got Jakey now chasing right there in 7th. Rose is just in behind in 8th with Sir Shred tucked in behind him in 9th. Sir Led just a little bit behind in 10th. And K-Bonic starting to fall off the pace a little bit here in 11th place. So it is still Pop with the lead, and 2 race leaders here so far tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how it goes. Right now, conditions on track are nice and sunny. You can see the shadows from the building here, so the drivers probably have optimal track conditions or close to it, so there should be lots of grip available, which is always a fantastic thing around the racetrack here. We got Pop coming around right now, and it is about perfection at this point now. You have to hit everything just right, and you got to do it faster than the next guy in front or behind you. So Pop leading the way, Roach in 2nd. He's just sitting there just a little bit behind in the slipstream right now, much of the same from Cardinal, and Smiley's going to go up the inside of Cardinal here. So is Smiley going to get the job done on Cardinal coming into this hairpin? It is side by side, but Cardinal's going to get a better line on the run, and no, he's going to defend that position on the outside there and take that position back. So Cardinal does maintain 3rd place here from Smiley chasing in behind in 4th. So it was a good attempt there by Smiley, but Cardinal holding the optimal exit line around the corner and just put the hammer down and just didn't allow it to happen. Apex Piggums here in 5th place, and that's going to allow these guys to start to catch up. We got a little 3-way train developed here between Apex Piggums, Rockefeller Racing's MSP, and of course Jakey. So let's see if these guys can catch up to those guys up in front here a little bit. Where is our rest of our pack? High Pre Rose is now leading the next group of cars here, and he's got a little bit of gap between him and Sir Shred and Sir Led and K-Bonics. Back to our race lead, and not a whole lot of action. I did kind of expect to see that we just see simple quick transitioning moves, as you see MSP going up the inside of Piggums here now to move himself up into 5th place. So slowly but surely MSP is just taking him down one driver at a time here. So all the way up into P5 here is MSP now. And like I said, we're going to see these guys swapping, especially at the end of that long straightaway after crossing the start-finish line coming into turns 1 and 2. That's when we're going to see a lot of moves happen from these drivers. Other than that, if a driver makes a mistake, you're going to see other drivers just reacting to get around safely. For the most part, it's going to be nose to tail through this sector and just try to get the ultimate run going up the kink into that huge straightaway here at Tokyo. It's Roach in 2nd with Cardinal here in 3rd. 4th here is Smiley. Ooh, getting a little bit of wide there. Dirty Air is no joke either. These guys have a ton to contend with here in this race. We got Rockefeller Racing's MSP here in 5th place with Apex Racing's Piggums, followed by his teammate Jakey right in behind here. So these two have linked back up. Roses is starting to close in on this group a little bit, but he is bringing Sir Shred along for the ride. Sir Led just in behind. He's about 1.7 seconds, so he's out of that draft, but he just needs to keep pushing here, and he can catch back up to that pack. Really much of the same from K-Bonix, but who knows what kind of strategies these drivers are pushing here too. I doubt we're going to see too many one-stop attempts here, I think, at the pace these guys are driving, but you just never know. These guys never cease to surprise us. We lost our audio on our capture, didn't we, ladies and gentlemen? Bear with me. Gonna lose your video for uno momento, and it'll be right back. There you go. And bada bing. All right, we're back. My apologies on the audio cut note there. It does that sometimes. But it is Pop still in the lead here. We're on lap 5 of 25, and I feel like we've been here for a half hour already. And it's just been crazy. These guys have been so close together here. Roach here in second place with Cardinal in third. And Smiley now up in the third, sorry. So Smiley has gotten around Cardinal here. Cardinal's just chilling. Roach, all these guys are just chilling. These guys are just doing what's natural here on the racetrack. You get the momentum, you make the move, you slot in front, take the position, and continue to train. So we're going to see this happen a lot for these guys. Some guys are going to just be passive and decide when they're going to make those moves, and some guys are just going to keep making those moves when the moves are opportune. So we'll see how those strategies play out for each individual driver depending on what it is that they're working on. You can see Smiley's now putting some immediate pressure here on Roach, and we know Roach is no stranger to pressure, nor is Cardinal, so these guys must have a plan here in their minds. We got MSP here chasing as well in 5th place, so he's starting to get into that slipstream and get involved with that. Apex Pigham's starting to close in with Jakey in tow as well, and then it's Roses losing a little bit here. He's kind of in no man's land. He's by himself. He's out of the slip in the group in front, and he's got the group behind that's now caught up to each other, so teammates as well. So Sir Shred and Sir Led potentially going to be able to work together a little bit here and push up back to that pack. Okay, Bonic here only 5 seconds behind, but he's just a little bit off that pace. We got John Grayson coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, my brother. How are we tonight? Neater here, Saudi. Let's see who can stay off the walls. Isn't that the truth, Neater? Isn't that the truth, my guy? Oh, absolutely. Very tough racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely picked a doozy for the finale here tonight. Did Flat Out Racing North America, and I think it was a good choice. I think it's going to provide for a really great weekend of racing. It has so far. Roach in second. Smiley up into third here. We got Cardinal in fourth. So, yeah, I mean, maybe some of these guys are looking at a one-stop strategy here today. It's really hard to say. It's going to be very tough to do. It's definitely going to require some magic work on the mapping and just utilizing slipstream, and I don't even know if that's still going to be enough here for a one-stop for this race. We have Pigham's here in 6th with Jakey in 7th. You see these two giving each other a little pushy down the road there to try and open up that gap from the driver chasing in Roses, and that's exactly what they're doing. It's now 2.8 seconds. Sir Led and Sir Shred starting to close that gap on Roses to 2.8 seconds. So you can see what happens when you get hung out by yourself here on Tokyo. You just lose pace with the little packs that are developing on the racetrack. Now, we have pit strategies to play in. We have so much stuff that's going to happen here yet tonight. This is so far from being over, but now we have Pop starting to see a little bit of pressure from Roach here, and Cardinal's moved his way back up into P3 as well. So Smiley has lost a couple of positions here in transition, as MSP has also moved himself up into 4th, and Smiley's dropped down 2 positions back into 5th. That allows Pigham's and Jakey to start closing in on the back end of Smiley here, so we may start be developing a 7-way battle again for podium here very soon. That allows Roses to gain a little bit of time as well, almost back in the slipstream here. So as these guys bottle up with each other and battle a little bit, it's allowing the drivers in behind to start reeling back in. Now Roses has gained some time on these two drivers, in Sir Led and Sir Shred, but that doesn't mean anything. The race is very young yet tonight, and 11th there is K-Bonix. So nice little 3-way train developing here for our podium drivers currently on the racetrack, led by Pop, followed by Roach and Cardinal, and then MSP and Smiley right there in behind. I'm going to be bringing my magic eraser with all the wall riding I anticipate doing tonight, says Pop. No Ross Chastaining now, guys. Come on. All right, there's some great racing here. All these drivers handling dirty air and what's going on in the racing here very beautifully. And we have Pop in first. We've got Roach in second. We've got MSP in third. We've got Smiley and Pigham's there. Jakey, Roses, Sir Shred, and Cardinal making an early pit stop here. So the first of our 2 drivers making a stop here tonight does belong to Sir Shred and Cardinal. So there we go. Strategies already starting here today. Going to be interesting. Cardinal might be thinking about maybe getting some clean air and just really putting down some laps to try and make up some time, or he's just playing his strategy out and seeing where it all settles when the dust settles. Pop still in the lead though, and Roach just chilling out behind him, sitting there in second place. He doesn't have a lot to worry about right now. He just needs a good, clean, solid race finish here tonight. MSP's in third place here right now, rounding out the podium, with Smiley chasing in fourth. So we've seen these drivers swapping back and forth all night long. We're going to see it happen all night long. It's just the way it's going to be here tonight. It is much of a slipstream race. Let's go Apex boys, says Larry. All right, so it is the Apex boys, Piggums and Jakey here, nose to tail, 5th and 6th place, trying to chase down that front pack, 1.3 seconds away from the final driver in that pack. Along behind is Roses, still 1.2 seconds in behind, so he's still out of that slipstream, but he's right there. Sir Led and Sir Shred lost that connection here, as of course Sir Shred did make a pit stop, so K-Bonic moves up into P9, and of course Cardinal and Sir Shred, who both pit here in 10th and 11th. Now Sir Shred obviously wants to hook up with Cardinal here and let these two work together with clean air, and then they might be able to make something really great happen for the two of them here, and we'll see how that develops there in the backfield. Cardinal tagged the wall on the exit of the hairpin and stopped him dead in the water. Oh, I didn't even see it. Gotcha. I was looking at something else. Glad you guys are on the ball. Pop in first place, so Roach here in second. So forced to change his strategy up a little bit here. MSP in third, Smiley in fourth. We have Piggums and Jakey here in 5th and 6th. Who needs a production crew when you've got an amazing community like this to have your back? I mean, really? Oh, Cardinal spun on the hairpin. Okay, guys, thank you. Poor guy. That's all right. He's quick. I mean, he definitely has potential to make this up. So we'll have to see how that alternative strategy works. I'm sure he's not stressing here right now. We have Roses here in 7th. Sir Led now in pit lane with K-Bonic in pit lane here as well. That'll give Cardinal and Sir Shred that position back, so they'll regain those two positions right away here. And then we'll see where everything lands. This is already turning out to be an interesting race. Multiple different varying strategies, some forced strategies, I guess, and of course some planned strategies still in play here, but Pop still in the lead. Roach there chasing in second, chilling out. Smiley right there now up into third, so he's gotten around MSP back down into fourth. Still chasing are the Apex duo here with Piggums and Jakey, but they are closing in now within that slipstream range. We have Roses now in 7th, and he's still 1.2 seconds behind. He just can't get into that slip. We've got Cardinal there, and it's 41 seconds now between Cardinal and the unstopped drivers. So it's going to put him right back in the fight when those drivers do stop. We have Sir Shred here in 9th. We've got Led in 10th. K-Bonic still sitting in pit lane there, and they're looking at the car there. So, all right, Pop here in first place. Well, it's always beneficial to have that happen. And he's been looking real solid here tonight, so Roach is just chilling back in behind, and I'm just kind of comparing to see what I'm seeing back here. We've got Smiley here in P3, we've got MSP in P4, we've got Piggums and Jakey now caught up to this pack, of course doing a little bit of tandem driving there, and a little bit of position swapping from those drivers, and they've caught back up into this pack. Rose is here now almost in slipstream range, so he's most likely going to get drawn right into this pack now as well, as long as he keeps it at the pace that these guys are on. We have Cardinal here is already bleeding the time down on that pack. He's already knocked a second out. Sir Shred right in behind, and he's probably in a juicy spot here. He's like, all right, I'm right tucked in behind this fast dude. Let's see if I can get in that slip, work with him a little bit. And again, that might work really well for Sir Shred. Sir Led in 10th. And K-Bonic is getting that car looked at, so we may see another car go behind pit wall this weekend. And I mean, these cars have been through a lot of rigorous racing all season long. The crews have been working hard. The parts are wearing down on these race cars, and you know, stuff breaks. So right now, K-Bonic just that car sitting there, and they're looking at it, trying to source out what's going on. But it is Pop still coming around here in the lead as we're coming into the chicane here, and this is one of the fastest chicanes in the game for sure, without a question of a doubt. Very free-flowing little chicane. If you get it right, it's fantastic. If you get it wrong, it's like pinball. So all these drivers have done a really great job here on lap 9 of 25 so far. We haven't seen any real severe casualties, with the exception of Cardinal in the hairpin. So MSP here in 4th, Piggums and Jakey in 5th and 6th, with Roses in 7th. We've got Cardinal, again, first of our pit stoppers here. So this back half of the pack, all our pit stoppers. And again, that 11th place driver getting that car looked at there by the team. So it is Pop, and we're almost halfway through. We're at lap 10 of 25 here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's getting down to the nitty-gritties here as far as pit window goes. Now, from what I'm seeing, one stop's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. So we're going to see Smiley come into pit lane. MSP is going to follow. Apex boys are going to follow. Roses is going to follow. So that leaves Cardinal. He'll grab all those positions back from those guys now, most likely, as he comes around. Pit stop here is a little bit lengthy, so it depends on, I guess, what kind of stint these guys are planning on here for their second stint. But lap 10, we're starting to see a series of pit stops starting to begin here. So it is Pop still in the lead, and the fastest man on track is Cardinal, 57.7. We definitely know these guys got more in them than that, but this is race pace, remember, ladies and gentlemen. It's Roach here sitting in second place, and he's chilling right now. He's got a strategy in mind, and he is sticking to it without a question of a doubt. Smiley in pit lane, MSP in pit lane, and MSP actually jumps Smiley in pit lane, so that puts him up into third place here. Smiley's in 4th, but you can see Cardinal's coming at speed with Sir Shred along the way, so Cardinal's probably going to grab position from these guys here as he's coming up. You can see these guys are coming out of pit lane, so they're definitely at a mile-per-hour disadvantage, so Cardinal's going to grab that spot, move himself back up at the 4th, and he's probably going to grab that spot on MSP here as well and move up into P3 here. No, not quite. He's going to settle in behind MSP here, so MSP managing to hold on to third place with that pit stop from Cardinal. How long he holds on to that, we'll have to wait to find out, but Cardinal now tucked in there in 4th, Smiley in 5th, Sir Shred in 6th, Jakey and Piggums in 7th and 8th. We've got Roses in 9th, we've got Sir Led here in 10th, and one car still being looked at, so it's Pop and Roach still owing at least one pit stop here tonight so far. Apex on a mission. Hey, it looks that way, doesn't it? It definitely looks that way. Yeah, we appreciate you, Rob. We appreciate you. Yeah, I missed the crash. I wasn't looking at it. Right at the one time, I missed all the action, right? That's the way it always seems to go for me. And we need our live replays back, please, PD. Anytime now. We would love that. So we are going to see Pop come in. Do we see Roach come in? Yes, we do see Roach come in. So I think these two have been enjoying working together here. So let's see how this works out when they come out. So it's going to be Cardinal here now in third place, 42 seconds down the road. Now that's about what the gap was between him and the last set of drivers, and he came out right down the straightaway in behind them. So it's going to be much of the same thing here, I think. But again, it depends on what kind of stop that Pop and Roach make. Now you can see Pop's got 0% fuel and Roach has 11% fuel sitting in behind Pop there for that stint. It's definitely a significant difference in fuel there, and that's going to save him a very large quantity of time in pit lane, depending on the strategy, again, that these guys have in mind. So it is Cardinal. He's coming up the run right now. Looks like Pop has already left pit lane. I can just see him coming out. Roach shouldn't be too far behind. And it is going to be Roach just coming out in front of Cardinal. But again, these drivers are at speed, so Cardinal's going to grab up P2. Roach is probably going to lose this position to the next driver. Yes, so Roach dropping down into P6 here as these guys at speed are going to come around him. And it is a little bit of a juicy battle here. Let's get in with this. We got Sir Shred now in 3rd, Smiley in 4th, and MSP in 5th. They're coming down with a lot of speed here as they come into turns 1 and 2. And nice and neat and tidy these boys are. These guys are just on a mission tonight, and it has been fun to watch. So around corner 2 here, and this is a tough sequence of corners here to start the lap off as well. Very important to your lap time to get these 2 corners right to set your lap up. And you can see all these drivers doing a really great job. You see Roach here in 6th. He'll pull himself back into this pack, ideally. Jake and Piggums here in 7th and 8th. They got about 2.5 seconds to make up here on that pack in front. Roses is 3 seconds behind them, and he's all by himself. Sir Led, much of the same thing. And we still got a car being worked on in pit lane, so we may lose a driver here yet today. But it is Pop, and he's got 3.2 second lead. Ooh, little touch on the wall there, and that's going to slow him down. Very fortunate there not to pick up any damage, but definitely killed some momentum there as he was coming around the corner. That's going to allow Cardinal to make up a little bit of time there on Pop. You can see he gained about almost 3/4 of a second there with just that touch on the wall and the momentum loss from the leader Pop. So good gain there for everybody chasing our current race leader here with Pop. It's Sir Shred in 3rd place, and pitting with Cardinal there has really worked out good for him, putting him in the podium here currently. We have Smiley in 4th, now MSP in 5th, and we've got Roach in 6th. So these guys swapping positions around just a tiny little bit here and there. Of course, again, usually in the slipstream deal at the end of the long straightaway, we'll see these guys swap their positions around because one driver just has more speed than the other. And not to cost each other time, that's just the way you do it. You just swap spots and do it again next lap, and then when it gets time to race, it's time to race. Jakey and Piggums here in 7th and 8th place, so the train switched the other way around here for the second stint. We've got Roses getting a little bit of time on those two, and Sir Led here only 2.8 seconds behind. So again, not sure what's going on with that GTR there in pit lane, but the crew's definitely looking like they're not having a lot of fun trying to sort out the issue with that car. But it is Pop, and it's 2.5 seconds, so that lead is diminishing here. It's ever so slightly from Cardinal in behind, and of course Sir Shred chasing. Now, these two are linked up here too, so that should allow them to close up on the leader a little bit quicker as well. Smiley here in 4th with MSP in 5th. We've got Roach in 6th. We got Jakey here in 7th. We've got Piggums in 8th. We've got Roses in 9th. Sir Led here in 10th. Got one driver down and out, folks. So let's jump on board with Pop here as he comes around. We're getting near the end of the lap here, so we'll do an onboard with our race leader. We'll take a little peek behind, see what he sees. 2.4 seconds is the gap by any, I mean, it's a cushion, but it's not a comfortable cushion by any means, especially when you look at the driver trying to chase you down. You know he's very fast, gentlemen, and you know that he can reel you in if you make one little mistake. So right now, Sir Shred with the fastest lap on the racetrack with a 1:56.627. So these guys now starting to dive into these really fast laps here around Tokyo, and that is fast. That's definitely a little bit of slipstream help for sure potentially there, but that is a fast lap around Tokyo here, ladies and gentlemen. And Sir Shred definitely starting to put the pressure on here as we come around. So a little bit of a look at what it's like looking through the windows of these GTRs here as we're coming around. And we'll stay on board with our leader leading up into turns 1 and 2, and then we'll go check out our field and see what is going down here. We have lots of little packs developing, so could have battles, could just be guys playing nice. We might not see a lot of battling from these guys now until the end of the race's time here. It's hard to say. I was going to see how the pit strategies all sort themselves out. Depends where everybody ends up around each other. Yeah, lots of factors to play into this race yet, so you can see how difficult these turns are. You really got to coerce the car and not lose any speed, not hit the walls. There's a lot of things you got to worry about turns 1 and 2 there, so great job there by Pop. Cardinals reeling them in here. 1.6 seconds is the gap now. It was 2.5 when we jumped on board with Pop there, so you can see Cardinal is starting to reel him in. Sir Shred definitely taking advantage of that slipstream of that driver up in front here right now, as he's been hooked up with them since their pit stop as well. So Sir Shred doing a great job in behind Cardinal here. We got Smiley in 4th place as well, and just a little tiny bit of breathing room here. He's lost MSP just slightly here as he's coming around the racetrack, but our MSP still in that tow, and Roach is right there in behind as well. So again, could just be strategy from these guys of just keeping a nice safe distance from each other right now, but that's allowed Jakey and Piggums to catch up to these guys. So it might be a little bit of a rejuvenated battle, or maybe these guys all link up and create a huge train to push the front of the pack. It's hard to say what's going to happen here. It's only 8 seconds to the leader from Apex Racing's Piggums here. It's not insurmountable yet with how much time is left in the race. We're only at the halfway point. Rose is here in 9th place as he's coming in. He's starting to slowly but surely chip away at that pack in front as well as they start to close up. Sir Led is about 6 seconds in behind. He's got a little bit of work to do here, but he's definitely giving it everything he's got. And we got one driver still having some mechanical complications there with that race car. So, but it is Pop here as he comes around in the lead. So it's a great job here. So, whoops, I'm hitting the wrong button. Alright, so it is Pop here in 1st place, Cardinal in 2nd, and you can see a little bit of is it pressure from Sir Shred? I think that's a push. You can see him just look for some clean air there as well. before he comes into the braking zone. So Sir Shred is looking pretty content and hanging out behind Cardinal here right now. These two have been doing so the whole stint, so and been doing a great job of it, but that has allowed them to really start to reel our leader Pop in. I mean, he has that gap now is to under a second, so it's just a matter of time before it's 3 guys all bunched up here in the lead again. And then from those guys, it's about 5.8 seconds to the next group of drivers, which is Smiley, MSP, Jakey, Pigums, and Roach. So Roach giving up a couple positions there to the Apex Racing boys. Probably a part of his plan there. He probably just didn't fight it, let him go by. Sir Led here in 10th. We'll have to see how everything sorts out now with these pit stops. I'm really curious of when our next set of stops are going to happen here tonight. And, you know, well, I guess these guys will just show us in due time. I guess we've got to be patient. Smiley P4 says Mark. Hey, Flying Fox is looking good out there. It is Pop in the lead here, though, right now, as we're coming into the hairpin, but he's got some company now. He had a nice little 4-second gap after that round of pit stops, but boy, oh boy, Cardinal and Sir Shred are really starting to put the squeeze on here as they're coming around. Smiley in 4th place, and he's starting to see some pressure. It was just him. He was just chilling. He had a nice little second and a half gap for a bit there. He was just cruising, and now he looks in his rearview mirror, and it's MSP and Jakey and Pigums and Roach. And Rose is just off in the distance coming. So the whole field bearing down on our lead driver here, Smiley. And there you go. You see MSP actually giving him a little bump there to help him move along the track. These guys know that they need to start working together here to start catching up those guys up in front. 6 seconds is that gap to Sir Shred, Cardinal, and Pop. So let's see how these guys sort themselves out coming into corners 1 and 2 here, side by side, 2 deep. MSP backing off just a tiny little bit. That should probably allow Jakey to get through, and it does. Jakey slots in front of MSP here, so Jakey moves up into 5th place. MSP drops down into 6th in between him and Pigums there, and just a momentum move there. And MSP let up just a hair too much, and that allowed Jakey to really get around. You can see Pigums there tucked right up underneath MSP, giving him a push. We got Roach in 8th. We got Roses start to climb up to Roach here, and Sir Led in 10th place. So broken down car in pit lane. They're working on it. They just can't seem to get that thing out and moving again. That's super unfortunate, but hey, racing's racing. Sweaty Palm saying Flying Foxes, keep it going. Smiley Flying Fox racing. Hey, love that, love that. Hope everybody's having a fantastic evening tonight. It's Sunday Night Racing, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Pop in the lead here, so away he goes for the Knights, ladies and gentlemen. He drives for the team called the Knights. That's where the Sirs are coming from, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I see on the back of his window anyways. I could be wrong, I suppose, but just going by what I'm seeing. We got Cardinal here in 2nd place with, again, Sir Shred still right there. He's just chilling in tow. So this is probably becoming a pit stop strategy style fight here right now. And as a Smiley here in 4th place, and he's just got a group of cars here on him, with Jakey in 5th. We have Pigums in 6th. We've got MSP here in 7th. We've got Roach in 8th. We've got Roses in 9th. We've got Led in 10th. And we got some pit stops happening. So there we go. Pop, our leader, comes in. Cardinal comes in. Sir Shred comes in. Roses comes in. And K-Bionic has been in for a while, so it's Apex Jakey now leading the way, and Pigums is linked back up to give him a push through around Smiley, so Smiley going from 1st to 3rd just like that. And it's the Apex Racing boys sitting in 1st to 2nd here now, as Smiley and MSP chasing these guys down. But this is a whole group of cars. These guys have been all linked together all race long, and Roach just lurking in the background there. So it's very interesting. It's working out to be a very interesting race here at Race's End. But it is now Apex Racing's Jakey leading the way here tonight, and I believe that's our 3rd lead change, maybe our 4th lead change, 3rd lead change, and our 3rd different race leader here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As Pop has led the race twice now tonight, and it is Jakey and Pigums here in 1st and 2nd, but it is Smiley and MSP chasing. So I guess the big question is here, has Pigums become a blocking car, start defending, try to hold these guys up a little bit, or does he just hook up with Jake, start pushing, and hope they can pull away from the pack? There's a couple of decisions these drivers need to make here now. We have Roach in 5th, and we cannot count this guy out. He's the championship points leader. Obviously, there's a reason why you can't count this guy out, and let's see what he can do with that. I'm sure he's going to put on some fireworks at the end of this race yet. That's what my gut tells me. Sir Led here in 6th place. We have Pop in 7th. We've got Sir Cardinal here in 8th after his pit stop with Sir Shred, and Rose is just in behind. So Rose is opting to change up his strategy a little bit, try to link up with those drivers, maybe use a little bit of that slipstream to try and gain some position. No, it might be a good strategy there from Roses. Let's go, says Pay Me. Get him, boys, says Chris. So that's what we're doing here. We're seeing Pigums and Jakey. They've linked up a little bit here. They're doing some pushing up and down the racetrack here. They're going to try and work on building a gap here. And teamwork makes the dream work sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. You can see this push from his teammate. He's not going to try and go around here. These guys are going to work together and try to get away from the rest of these guys on track. So that's why you don't let the teammates get together, man. You got to get in between them. Got Roach, though, but Roach is now in 3rd, and this guy is now on the hunt. He doesn't have anybody in front of him, which is unfortunate for draft, and he is chasing 2 guys drafting, so it's going to be interesting to see what his response is here, but he's only 3.3 seconds away. Smiley, MSP, and Sir Led have all pit. Pop here now coming around was our race leader. That's going to give him that position back over the rest of the field. So here we go. When the rest of these drivers make their final stop, it's going to be very interesting to see where they all end up. It's only a 36-second gap from Pop to the first place driver. We've seen 42-second gaps not hold up. They need to build a bigger gap before they have to pit. Just checking on the stream. Sorry about the pause. Nope, not seeing Agent Ruins here tonight, my man. Alright. It is Cardinal here in 5th with Sir Shred right in behind. MSP's in 7th, just tucked in front of Roses here. We got Smiley in 9th, Sir Led in 10th. K-Bonic's still working on that car. I don't think they're going to get that car back out, chat. I think that is an 11th place finish for that driver here tonight. But it is Jakey and Apex Pigums here in 1st and 2nd, followed by Roach here in 3rd, our championship points leader, as he's coming around here. And he is closing that gap. It was 3.3. It's now 2.4. So he's starting to pick that pace up a little bit. It is now Pop here in 4th place. And he has some clean air right now. He is just going to push. Cardinal, not quite as comfortable. He has Sir Shred right in behind. But he has no reason to believe that Sir Shred's not going to continue to work with him till the end of the race here to continue to gain that time on track. Hyperi Roses and Rockefeller's Racing's MSP here in 7th and 8th place, and they're not quite connected here. We'll see how it goes. We got Smiley in 9th, Sir Led in 10th, and we got our leader pitting, Pigums pitting, Roach pitting. So where does that leave Pop? We should see Pop, Cardinal, and Sir Shred, maybe even MSP and Roses jump ahead. No. We got Roach already out, so Roach leapfrogging everybody in pit lane, and he's going to come out with a 6-second gap. We'll see how that is once everybody crosses that start-finish line. But Roach coming in with some big-time strategy in pit lane, and that is going to put him very comfortably in 1st place here right now, and that gap is about 5 seconds, give or take, ladies and gentlemen. It is depleting slightly as Pop and Jakey and Cardinal and Shred and Pigums are all bearing down the road. 4.8 seconds, 4.9. It's all settled in. It's about a 5-second gap from Pop to Roach. Jakey here in 3rd place. He's got Cardinal 1.1 seconds in behind. Sir Shred right there in behind, pushing still. We've got Pigums here. He's out 3 seconds in behind. We got MSP coming out with Roses still close in behind. Smiley's 3.1 seconds off these drivers. And Sir Led here in 10th. K-Bonic's looking like he's not going to get her back out on track. But it is Roach with a big-time strategy call in pit lane. He did some fuel saving in that first stint. He did a very short stint the next stint, and again, did some fuel saving. And boy, oh boy, did that pay dividends for him in pit lane, grabbing about 10 seconds and jumping into the lead here. Pop 1 second ahead of Jakey. Jakey's only just barely a second ahead of Sir Shred. So Sir Shred has gone around Cardinal here. Moved himself up into 4th place. Cardinal is now back in behind in 5th. We've got Pigums here chasing in 6th, slowly but surely gaining a little bit of time here. MSP is in 7th with Roses in 8th, and MSP starting to lose Roses a bit here. Smiley in 9th, starting to gain on Roses a tiny little bit here, and then Sir Led again in 10th place. 10 out of 11 drivers still running on track here anyways, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be interesting to see where we all settle when the race ends. Sorry, I had a cramp in my leg here. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. So it is Roach, and we're running, and here we go. 5.2. He's opening the lead up ever so slightly. Now he's out on some fresh tires. He's got what looks like to be more than enough fuel to get through the race here. He is in a fantastic position to lock down the championship here tonight. We have Pop here in 2nd place. He is having a great race for himself here, but he's starting to get some pressure now from Apex Racing's Jakey. Jakey just missing out on a podium a couple races ago here, so he is definitely looking to try and get one here tonight. But he's got to get around Pop. He's got to defend against Sir Shred, Cardinal, and all the guys chasing here. Anything is possible. There's plenty of racing left. We still have 6 laps remaining. Lots can happen in that 6 laps. Sir Shred in 4th. Cardinal in 5th, starting to put it down. He's starting to push that car a little bit more, starting to pick back up on the pace here. Got Piggums in 6th, trying to catch up to Cardinal. MSP's again trying to catch up to that pack in front. Roses is not really gaining, not really losing. Smiley is about the same, and Sir Led is losing just a tiny little bit on Smiley. So all eyes are on this man, championship points leader. The win will most certainly secure him a title here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and that I can definitely confirm. So driving himself way to hopefully that championship title at the end of the race. Anything could happen. Lots of time left. So Jakey in 3rd. I mean, the gap's closing here. It's 1.4. Sir Shred here in 4th, Cardinal in 5th. I do expect to see these guys, not necessarily quite yet, but they're going to start slowly pushing to close that gap up here over the next 2 or 3 laps, and then we're just going to see, we're going to see these guys close up in battle here, I think. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how it all unfolds up front here before the race ends. Oh, and we have Jakey. He's got around Pop here, so Jakey's moved up into 2nd place here. Now he's the one trying to chase the leader down. 4.5 seconds is that gap, so a little mistake there by Cardinal, or maybe a Roach, sorry, or maybe a potential penalty he had to serve there, so a little bit of time lost there, but Jakey getting the job done there, getting around in P2, so Pop now in P3. We've got Sir Shred here still chasing in 4th with Cardinal just in behind in 5th. We got Piggums in 6th place, and he is starting to close in on these guys. MSP in 7th, not really gaining on that group in front, and he's allowing Roses to start to catch up here, so it could be a battle between those two. Smiley is in a pretty cozy position, but obviously would like to see those guys up in front, and Sir Led here is just all on his own doing his thing here, so he's just going to bring that thing around for potentially what looks to be a top 10 finish, LOL. Come on, Boyle, push, says Chris. Joe Mercier coming in with that thumbs up. Much love, my dude. But it is Roach, and Roach is flying here. It's lap 20 of 25, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming around the hairpin here. We're about to start lap 21 very shortly here, and you can see just a beautiful set of corners right there as we come around the hairpin, and he's just going to ride this thing through. This driver's no stranger to pressure. He's no stranger to competition on high levels. So right now he's just remaining focused, staying calm, and just making sure that he doesn't make that mistake to bring it home. Admin check. Good luck, gentlemen. Appreciate you, my guy. Apex Jakey here in 2nd place, a second ahead of Pop, so just breaking that slipstream, but that could change up this long straightaway, ladies and gentlemen. You can see 0.4 of a second now from Sir Shred, so Sir Shred's reeling Pop in. Ooh, this could get juicy. Cardinal here is about 2.7 seconds in behind. Piggums here is in 6th with MSP in 7th. We got Roses in 8th, and he's closing in on MSP. We got Smiley in 9th and Sir Led in 10th. So here we go. Lap 21, 4 to go, just a little less than, ladies and gentlemen, including this lap, and it's going to be all over for this series this season. Go Jakey, Roses, and Pigham, says Clarissa. Much love. Hope you're doing great, gal. Got Clarissa coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love. We appreciate all the support here at GT45 Gaming and Flat Out Racing North America. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it is sponsored by Apex Racing Team and GTR Simulators. There is a link in the Facebook comments below for Apex Sim Racing merch in combination with Flat Out Racing as well. It's going to only be available for a limited time here pretty soon, so you better get it while it's hot. If you've been thinking about it, now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Apex Jakey here in second place with Pop here in third and Sir Shred. So, are these guys going to push and try to both overtake Jakey, or are these two going to battle? Jakey's in a tough spot here now, and there's still plenty of time in this race for these guys to reel him in and catch up. Cardinal is just a little bit behind here, 2.9 seconds in losing time. Pigham's closing in. MSP not really closing in, but not really losing. He's just holding tight here in 7th place, trying to hold Roses off here as well before the end of this race. Roses losing a little bit of time to MSP there over the last few corners, so shaping out to be an interesting finish here tonight, that's for sure. Winner circle, always remember to stay winning. Hey, tidbit for season 3, variety of different cars driving at the same time. Eyeballs, eyeballs, eyeballs. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's a little spicy tidbit from Mr. Moore, our league official and league owner here, about what potentially is going to be happening here in Season 3. So if you want to try and put all the teasers together to figure out what's going on for Season 3, you got to make sure to tune into all the streams throughout the next few days here from Flat Out Racing North America and piece it all together to find out what's in store for us in a few weeks' time. Alright, but right now it's about this finale here for our Elite Series, and it is starting to chalk up to be a juicy one at the end here, I think. Roach has got a 2.8 second lead on the guys in front. Jakey is trying to close in, so I'm not sure if there was a mistake there by Roach or if he's doing a little, I can't see his fuel saving. It looked like he was well in shape for this here, so I think a mistake may be being made by that driver potentially. And he's just allowing these guys to slowly but surely reel him in. Sir Shred's now moved up into P3, knocking Pop out of the podium position. So there we go. A little bit of a battle there between those two drivers, giving Jakey just a small cushion. Cardinal now going to try and catch up to those guys, but Pighams has reeled Cardinal in. So potential battle here for 6th and 5th place between Cardinal and Pighams. We got MSP here, 7th place. Roses in 8th. Smiley 9th. Sirled in 10th. K-Bonix is going to be there. He's been in pit lane since about lap 4 or 5, so very early issue with that car here today, but it is Roach, and that time is dripping. We got about... this is close. This is going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be starting lap 23, so it's going to be 3 to go, including the lap we're starting. And that timer is down to 2.3 seconds on Roach from Jakey. So, and Jakey is trying to track that driver down. He is pushing right now. 1.7 second lead on Sir Shred in 3rd place, who's just made his array around Pop a few moments ago, pardon me, to take that position, but Pop is still right there in that slipstream, so I highly doubt that this battle is all said and done yet. We got Pighams now up in front of Cardinal as he's made that position around the driver as well for 5th place for him. So Cardinal down into 6th here. We got MSP in 7th with Roses in 8th. We've got Smiley in 9th, Sir Led in 10th, K-Bonic in 11th. But this is the man everybody's chasing and has been chasing for a large part of the season here, ladies and gentlemen. Push, says Paymay. Push. You can tell the clubhouse is on the edge of their seat here right now over on the Apex side of things, but the boys are just biting their fingernails here right now as that gap is down to 1.92 seconds. At 1.9 now 2 seconds. So running out of time is Jakey to try and make anything happen here. We'll see if he can do it. Shred 1.7 seconds behind. Pop here, Apple Pop is at 1.7 seconds behind 3rd place here, falling off the pace a little bit. Pigham's now trying to pull away from Cardinal a little bit, give himself just a smidge of a cushion, but Cardinal's got other ideas. We got MSP here in 7th. We got Gary coming in with that thumbs up. Much love, my guy. Hope you're doing fantastic today. Roses here in 8th place. We got Smiley in 9th and Sir Led here in 10th. and it is poor K-Bonix there with a broken down car, and that is going to be the end of the day for that poor guy. Reel him in, Jake, says the boys. Here we go. It's Roach, 1.8 seconds coming out of that kink. Let's see what happens. We're starting lap 24, ladies and gentlemen. It is 2 to go this time around, and it's getting exciting. Ooh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Predictions? Predictions? 1.5 seconds. Let's see what happens. He is trying everything he can to pull in that driver. 2 seconds to Sir Shred in behind. Pop is 2 seconds behind third place driver. He needs to do something. If he's going to do it, it's got to be now. Pigham's closing in, looking for another spot here. Cardinal in 6th as well. If he can get a little bit of help from Cardinal, that might just be enough. We got MSP in 7th, Roses in 8th, Smiley in 9th, Lead in 10th, back to the leader, Roach. And it is getting close between these two. It's 1.1 seconds between the two drivers. It's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close. We have to see what happens here. So Shred is just losing time to these drivers. Jake has just all of a sudden hit the nitrous button or something in that car and decided, I have one shot and one shot only, and it's right now. So he is pushing the envelope here tonight. Got Pop in 4th, Pigham's in 5th, Cardinal in 6th. We're just keeping an eye on where these battles are right now. Potential battles anyways, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, Jakey, says Larry. I put my money on Jakey. He's my fave. Oh, everybody's rooting for Jakey, but I mean, Roach is no joke. He's the championship points leader. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. He's just not going to give it away. It's 1.3 seconds. Jakey's doing everything, but he is running out of time here. Sir Shred's starting to reel Jakey in a little bit here too as well. So he's dipping in on that time frame a little bit. Pop is doing everything he can. Pigham's as well. Now Pigham's is really starting to close in on Pop here. So, and he's bringing Cardinal along for the ride as well. So this is far from over, ladies and gentlemen. I can guarantee you that. Roses and what looks like to be Smiley here starting to close in on each other as well. So we may be seeing battles right across the board right at the end of the race here. And that's exactly what we'd expect to see. Jake box tires and are going down. Says Stefan. It is almost slipstream range. It is the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, and it's looking to be a showdown between Roach and Jakey for the lead here. We're going to stick with this. This is definitely where the fight is right now. Here we go, coming into turns 1 and 2, and Jakey's closing up. He's in the slip. You can see the number shredding down here. Let's see if he's got enough to catch him up. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be close. Half a second. Here we go. You can see Sir Shred starting to close out. He's in the background there, but it's between these two drivers for this win here tonight. No matter what happens here, Roach is going to win this championship no matter what happens right here in this battle. But this battle is still bragging rights. It's still a win. And it is game on. We are running out of racetrack. We're halfway around Tokyo East Clockwise here, and Jakey's closing in. He's in the slipstream. He's not on that bumper, though, and he needs to be on the bumper of that car to have a shot going down the final straightaway here. So let's see what happens. Roach is sending it. Jakey is sending it. It is closing up. 0.4 of a second coming around this final sector. Let's see if Jakey can do it. Let's see if Roach can hold him off. And it is Roach coming around. It's Jakey. Oh, it's going to be so close. It's going to be the hairpin. The hairpin's going to be very important for both these drivers. They need clean turns, and they need really good power down on exits. So here we go. And Jakey is right in on the bumper. Can he hold it down now? Can he get the power down? Oh, a little slide there from Roach, and a little slide from Jakey as well. Oh, gee, Roach is breaking that slip. Does he have the fuel to get it done? Can he keep enough power in that car? Jakey's pushing. And I think it's going to be Roach, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to do just enough to hold Jakey off here. And it is going to be Roach with the win here tonight. But boy, is that close. Oh, and Jakey made a run. He made a final-ditch effort. Second place does go to Jakey. And Pigham's is coming in here. It's a P3. Pop in 4th place. Sir Shred in 5th. Cardinal in 6th. MSP's going to come around here just in behind these guys in 7th place, and boy, did that group tighten up in a hurry. We got Smiley. He's gotten around Roses here now. Smiley looking like he's going to grab an 8th place finish, but Roses in the slip. Does he have enough to grab a slingshot here right before the start-finish line? Jakey tried. He just didn't get it. No, Smiley's going to hold down 8th. It's going to be Roses in 9th place. It's going to be Sir Led rounding it out here in 10th place, and it's going to be an 11th place finish for K-Bonix. Woo! What a race. What a race. What a race. What a race. Roach knew exactly what he needed to do there, and he just held Jake off 6/100ths of a second, ladies and gentlemen. Separated our first and second place driver across the line here tonight. We expected a great finish here tonight. Phew, we got it. Wow. Apex Racing's Pigham's coming in and stealing 3rd place right at the end of that race. Both Apex drivers finding themselves standing on the podium for the first time this season. And I bet you that clubhouse is on fire right now. Get a run, Jake and Pigham's. 66/100ths, just about got him. Jakey, great run, says John. Whoo! What a race, chat. What a race. Wow. All I can do is clap. My hats off goes to everybody participating. Goat. This is going to be good. Fantastic finish. Way to go, Pigham's. NS representing. Hey, you know what? Roach right there with the perfect defense. He knew what was coming. He was running out of fuel. He was on fumes coming down that run, and he may have potentially ran out right at the start-finish line. But it was perfect. Perfect calculation on Roach's part there, and that's going to be enough for him to secure not only the race win here tonight in round 10, but that's going to be enough for him to secure that championship title here for the Elite Division as well. I can definitely say this one officially. This is one of the only ones I can actually say officially by the end of the broadcast. So congratulations to Roach. It was a tough fought win here this season, and be interesting to see what everybody's thoughts are here at the end of the day. That's for sure. We always love the interviews, so there will be podium interviews coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the first time I've ever seen Jake be the first one in a podium interview, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So I think we have an excited driver on our hands. Wow, nice podiums, Apex boys. What a finish. Hot dang, y'all have me sweating over here. Hey, that was some good racing. That was fantastic job done by all the drivers here. Cardinal with the unfortunate incident in the hairpin there that, of course, you guys caught and I missed. Way to go, me. But, you know, still a strong finish from him there. So this was a very interesting race. Slipstream and bump drafting definitely played a big part here. That was a huge season for Roach. I agree, Larry. I agree. And there it is, pole position and the win. So locking it down. We already know his drop rounds are factored in. He's missed 2 races this season. Those will most certainly be his drop rounds. So his points are his points, and that's a done deal. Chad. There's no more to say about that. But that was some pretty good racing. So let's flip you guys over to our next screen and let's get on with the good stuff, shall we?
Introducing RS30 Ultra, the first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. By GTR Simulator. Go fast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, without further ado, let's go take a look and see how our podium finishers are sorting out here. We have 2 of 3 of our podium finishers, so we're just waiting for our 3rd place driver here, and then we'll get these things underway and have a little chitty chat with our finishers here today. So that was a pretty crazy race. Too proud of you, Apex boys, says Payme. That was some great racing right there. Of course, Payme unable to make the race here tonight due to being at the Rolex Daytona 24 hours. So he's on his way home right now, listening in on the race as it was going down, supporting his boys. Congrats, Roach, says Payme as well. Absolutely, and lots of respect coming down through the division for all the drivers as well. So we do appreciate all the support. And maybe we're not going to see an Apex Bigums here. Well, it's alright. We'll go talk to Jake in the meantime then. So, alright. So while we're waiting for our third place driver, we'll just jump up to our second place driver. Now, we may not see the third place driver. You may have other priorities or something to take care of, but that's alright. So we'll just... we'll pop that name up on screen. So our third place driver is Apex Racing's Pigums, ladies and gentlemen, and a little bit of a surprise finish to me is, of course, we're watching that battle for the lead there between our second and first place drivers. So we didn't quite see how all that developed, but nonetheless, if we don't catch him, that's definitely a great race from Pigums there. So we'll go talk to Jakey here first. So Apex Racing's Jakey, ladies and gentlemen, he has been close to a podium a couple of times this season. He's just fallen short, but he finally found it here in the finale night at Flat Out Racing North America. So congratulations, my guy, and how you feeling? Hmm? Maybe he's not there.
Sorry, my earphones were broke.
Ah, gotcha. All good.
Howdy.
Howdy. How you doing, my guy? Congratulations on that second place
I
finish.
did not hear a word you said before, by the way.
That's all right. We'll go through it again. Pigums, I'm not sure if he's going to make it or not, but I was just congratulating his race finish there. We're not sure how that all broke down, but right at the line there, he managed to squeak out a P3 there. But great race from you. You've just missed a podium a couple times this season, and you were really, really wanting a podium finish before the end of the season. And in the finale, you finally found it. So sitting in P2, talk about your race a little bit. Tell us how it went.
Right, I'm back. Better. Um, Instinct was make the softs last as long as you can. They don't wear around here, but the train sort of didn't agree with that in the first stint, so you've just sort of got to go with what the train goes with. It was an insane first two stints in the middle of the park. Definitely, it was nose to tail for pretty much all the race, um, and managed to pull it out the bag with working with Piggins, but unfortunately he had to save a little bit more fuel, um, or take a little bit more fuel in the pit stops, and yeah, but still P2, P3, not too bad.
Absolutely, and I'm not sure what happened, like I said, in behind you there, but Pigham's getting a good run there on the final corner. Must have been a slipstream as well, with a little bit of help, and leapfrogging himself into that final podium step, so congratulations to him as well. But, I mean, you've missed a podium a couple of times this season. I know that, you were a little bummed out about it. You figured you could have had him, so finally squeezing on. Happy about that? At least got one this season?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Made the season a bit more worth it now. All the practice and time that you put into it, so it's definitely pleasing.
Absolutely, and talk to us about that final run to try and catch up our eventual race winner and our championship leader here, Roach. Talk to us about that final lap. I do think that he ran out of fuel right before the start finish line there. What were you thinking when you pulled out to try and go around?
There wasn't enough time left. I knew as soon as it came out the last corner, the gap was 6 tenths, and I needed one more tenth if he didn't run out of fuel to be able to get him at the finish, but just didn't work out. It was 600s at the end. But yeah, good race to Colin as well for taking P1.
Absolutely, and he had a pretty good strategy in play, and we're going to definitely go talk to him about that here in just a second's time. But a good race finish for you here. That'll definitely solidify some points for you in the standings, and I guess we'll see where everybody settles at the end of the season once the officials make all those decisions. So congratulations and shoutouts.
Flat out racing, obviously, for putting in all the work. It's been a great season. Looking forward to the next. Can't wait to see what it brings. It's been great racing all season. Apex Racing, of course, the team pushing me to be as best as I can be. It's a pleasure to be a part of them. And obviously, you, Mr. Timmy, and Mr. Nolander over there for the comms all season. It's been a pleasure to be under your voice.
Well, we do appreciate that, and again, overall, pretty happy with the season.
Oh yeah, definitely. Started off rough, but got back into it mid-season and kept it going till the end.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, and I think the boys back at the clubhouse are getting rowdy, so you go over there and celebrate with the team there, and congratulations on a great second place finish here this evening.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, last and definitely not least, ladies and gentlemen, this guy had a race here tonight, Mr. Roach. Another great race from you here today, and a really strong strategy coming out of you today. Now, was this the strategy you had right in your mind, right coming into the race today?
No. This week I completely winged it. I just hopped on and did a couple laps today for quali, and I really didn't know what the strategy was going to be going into this. So I'm happy that it panned out, but there were definitely some flaws on my part.
Absolutely. Now, when you were sitting in behind Pop, when Pop made that early move to take the lead from you there, was that the immediate moment you just said, you know what, I'm just going to sit in behind him, work with him, try to pull away from the pack, and save a bunch of fuel? Was that what was going through your mind there when that situation arose? I think it was lap 2 or 3.
For sure. I mean, as soon as he passed me, I was like super ecstatic about it because then I just basically saved a ton of fuel behind him, and that allowed me to obviously get ahead with the strategy.
Now, you had a really strong second stint, and then you jump into pit lane for that final stop, and you leapfrogged about 14 seconds worth of time on all those drivers ahead of you. Was that the hope when you made that final stop there today?
Yeah, for sure. I think just from what I remember, I had like 40% more fuel than some of the other competitors. So it was definitely expected, but I definitely missed my mark a bit because I underfueled. So that's kind of what allowed for Jakey to catch up to me on the final stint.
Absolutely, and it definitely made it for an exciting finish without a question of a doubt. Only 66/100ths of a time difference between you two coming across the line there. But you're no stranger to the pressure. You're no stranger to racing for at this kind of caliber, and of course locking down a championship. So, what was your thought process going into the last 5-6 laps? You knew you had a decent lead. You knew that maybe you short fueled by midway through there. What's going through your mind? Just keep it right and make sure I've got the fuel at the end in case one of these drivers is pressing.
Oh yeah, it's just about hitting your marks. I had music on the entire time, so really no like pressure at all. It was just basically another day. So yeah, just had to make sure to stay out of the wall, and obviously like rain never came or anything like that, so there was really no like anything crazy that happened during the race. So
Absolutely, an unfortunate incident for Cardinal there. He made a mistake in the hairpin there, and I think that might have been the unfolding of his race, but still strong finish from him. So, I mean, with the win today, obviously in the pole position, you have a really good steady points lead. Your drop rounds are already factored in on the standings because you've missed 2 races. I just wanted to say first and foremost, congratulations on being the champion for the Elite Series here at Flat Out Racing North America. How does that feel? Goal accomplished?
certainly going into the season with Sam and Robbie being here, it was definitely a goal of mine, and it obviously hasn't been an ideal season for either of us. So yeah, it was just a very long season. 2 months went by like it was nothing. So it was just about playing the long game and just not making any mistakes.
Well, that you definitely did well. You put in lots of quality qualifying laps, securing lots of bonus points here this season. And of course, quite a few podiums, and with a combination of a few extra wins, securing yourself a championship. So, congratulations, and I just hope that you enjoyed the season. And any shoutouts and thank yous?
Pretty sure I said this last week, but to the organizers, they put together a pretty good season. It's been pretty well ran just by everybody involved. So they did a pretty good job of putting this together, and obviously the sponsors and whatnot. I'm sure I would still be in this league without the prizes, but that's certainly like kind of a cherry on top.
Absolutely. So a little bit of bonus there for all the hard work for you there this season, and just a huge congratulations. You did an absolutely spectacular job all season. It was fun to watch you guys race and battle it out on such a top level, and we really do appreciate it as the racing fans and the broadcasters. So thank you so much for showcasing some of your talent for us here this season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, always great interviewing and talking to all our drivers here. I mean, what can we say? What a great race. Fireworks right down to the finish line, not only for first and second, but right down to third through sixth. Fuel factoring in, miscalculations, and of course pit strategies almost playing a big factor in the race here today. Some drivers grabbing their first podiums of the seasons. Of course, we were missing some of our drivers here in the series today. Some competitors on track. It could have potentially changed how the race went today. The weather did cooperate. Again, another thing that could have changed the way this race went today. So it was great weather on track for the finale. It was really good for the drivers just to be able to really full send it around the racetrack today. So we thank you to the weather for playing nice with us here today. It's always great to see that. But most and foremost, as a broadcaster, you know, I get the privilege of watching a lot of different style of racing and a lot of different racers over a year. And you know, I want to say thank you to the elite drivers. I mean, these guys just showcased skills and lap times and battling like I've never seen before on track. It was a really nice pleasure to see a combination of drivers at the very, very top level of Gran Turismo sim racing coming in and mixing with the community and putting it all on the line to fight each other for the championship. I think it was a great series. I think this elite division was fantastic, and I mean, nothing goes with this without its ups and downs, ladies and gentlemen, but at the end of the day, it is Roach with P1 and a championship as he leaves season 2 here. So what else can we say but congratulations? He earned it. It was well fought. It was well thought out, and yeah, it was a great season here from Flat Out Racing North America Elite Division. These guys just knock it out week in and week out, and just a great finish here again for our second race of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like to personally extend my thank yous as a broadcaster. It's been a privilege all season long with these guys, watching them on track and off track, watching them progress and grow against each other, push each other to whole new levels and heights. Hard to say what we're going to see in the Elite Series in Division 3 in the Season 3, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be quite interesting. So stay tuned in the socials. We'll have some official announcements for all of our champions, of course, here in a few days' time. We still have a couple things to sort out here at Flat Out Racing North America before we make everything official. But congratulations to Roach and the rest of our elite drivers that were here tonight, and of course those that have been here or could not make it this evening. It's unfortunate to see some of the guys miss the finale, but racing is racing, and these guys still put on a fantastic show, even with the 11 of them on track. So congratulations to everybody involved. Thanks to the volunteers, of course, from Flat Out Racing North America, all the people that do things, take time, give us everything, do all that free work for us to help keep the gears greased and keep things moving here at Flat Out Racing North America. We appreciate you. We love you. We see what you do, and we know that you're there for us, and we can't do it without you. So always to the volunteers, thank you. And to the viewers, guys, gals, and children out there hanging out with us week in and week out, day in and day out, we're racing, and we're broadcasting, hanging out, and cheering on your favorite racers. Definitely, you're the driving force behind everything we do here at GT45 Gaming and Flat Out Racing. We appreciate all the support. I hope you've enjoyed the Elite Series this season. It has been some absolutely top-level crazy racing. And Season 3 is a whole new season, folks. So, with that being said, we do appreciate y'all for being here. If you haven't liked or shared the stream out yet, we would appreciate if you wouldn't mind doing so. It's just a couple free things that you could help GT45 Gaming and, of course, Flat Out Racing grow. And if you're a subscriber or follower on the page, thank you for that extra level of support. And if you're not, and you want to give us a free extra level of support, just hit that subscribe or that follow button, turn on those live notifications, and you'll never miss another racing moment here from Flat Out Racing or GT45 Gaming. Thank you to GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team for the amazing sponsorship all season long, and thank you to High Pre Graphics for the great visuals all season long. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, stay winning, and most importantly, you all matter.